Gentlemen, let's talk honestly for a moment. There are certain questions almost every man has wondered about, but very few feel comfortable actually saying out loud questions like, why does it seem like guys in adult movies are enormous? Do they know something I don't? Why does my urine sometimes go in two different directions like a broken garden sprinkler? Why do I lose my erection the moment I start thinking too much during sex? If any of these thoughts sound familiar, trust me, you're not unusual. In fact, these three concerns appear in clinics around the world every single day. Men whisper them, they Google them, they stress about them, but they almost never bring them up openly. Well, that silence ends here. I'm Dr. Hana Kim, men's sexual health expert, and I've spent years helping men rebuild confidence, improve intimacy, understand their bodies, and regain control over their performance and well-being. And today we're going to walk through three massive topics that men rarely talk about, but absolutely should. How performance anxiety hijacks erections, and how to take back control the truth behind porn star size and the tricks used behind the scenes. Why urine sometimes sprays or splits, and when it's a sign of something deeper, and make sure you watch all the way through, because at the end I'll give you a simple step-by-step action plan you can start today. Daily habits, practical fixes, and science-supported strategies to boost confidence, performance, and overall health. Before we dive in, do me one quick favor. Hit the like button so this information can reach more men who need real answers without shame or stigma. And of course, subscribe if you want straightforward, science-based health guidance. All right, let's begin with the biggest and most common issue nearly every man faces at some point. Let's address the first major concern: losing your erection because you're thinking too much. Most men assume that if their erection fades during sex, something must be permanently wrong with their body. They think it means weakness, dysfunction, or a major physical problem. But that's simply not true. A huge percentage of younger men experiencing erection issues are not dealing with a physical disorder at all. The cause is psychological, and it has a name: psychogenic erectile dysfunction. So how does it actually happen? The cycle of overthinking. It usually starts with one unexpected moment where your erection suddenly drops. It surprises you. You start analyzing. You feel embarrassed or disappointed. The next time sex happens, you're already anticipating the problem. By the third time, you're so afraid of losing your erection that your brain becomes hyper-focused on performance instead of pleasure. That fear triggers a biological chain reaction. Your body flips from parasympathetic mode, the relaxation system that creates and sustains erections, into sympathetic mode, also known as the fight-or-flight system. And here's the key: your relaxation system and your fight-or-flight system cannot dominate at the same time. If anxiety wins, arousal loses. Every time, your brain is basically telling your body something feels unsafe or stressful right now. This is not the moment to be sexual. Erections are not about strength. They're not about masculinity. They're about blood flow plus relaxation plus safety. When anxiety takes over, your body directs blood away from your pelvis and toward your muscles and brain. The erection softens, not because you're broken, but because your biology is trying to protect you. How this feels emotionally. Emotionally, this can be devastating. Men often avoid intimacy, make excuses, feel ashamed, start believing something is permanently wrong, lose confidence and desire, withdraw emotionally from partners. But the good news is that this cycle is completely reversible. What research shows, studies show that around 87% of erectile issues in younger men are tied to psychological factors or early cardiovascular changes, not permanent dysfunction. The penis has extremely small arteries. Sometimes the first place blood flow issues appear before heart problems ever show up. So, if you're under 40 and having frequent difficulties, a quick check-in with your doctor is smart. Not because something is broken, but because your body might be giving you an early signal. If hormones and blood flow check out, then it's almost certainly performance anxiety. And the great news: performance anxiety is one of the most treatable sexual health challenges men face. Now let's break down the three most common mistakes men make and exactly how to fix them. Mistake number one: getting stuck in your head. Every man wants to perform well. Every man wants to satisfy his partner. But the harder you try to control an erection, the more your body refuses to cooperate. That's because erections rely on relaxation, comfort, connection, touch, confidence. But anxiety activates the opposite systems. The biology behind it, parasympathetic equals rest and digest erections. Sympathetic equals fight or flight, no erections. These two systems cannot run the show at the same time. The practical fix: stop making penetration the goal. Instead, focus on touch, kissing, slow exploration. Remove the pressure to stay hard. Practice intimacy without needing an erection. Let desire build naturally. Some men also benefit from a short-term doctor-guided prescription option that helps maintain firmness while rebuilding confidence. Not a cure, not a stimulant, just a temporary training tool. But the real secret is this: sex is about connection, not performance. When your mind relaxes, your body follows. Mistake number 2: comparing yourself to porn stars. Let's be brutally honest. Almost every man has compared himself to adult film performers at some point. But here's the truth: porn is not reality. Porn is a production. Porn is not biology. It's business. Why porn star size looks unbelievable. Several factors create the illusion. One, selection bias: producers cast men with naturally above average size. The average man on screen is not the average man in the real world. 2, camera angles and lighting: low-angle shots, shadows, and camera distortion make performers appear significantly larger. 3, pumping traction and temporary enhancements. Many performers use devices or temporary cosmetic techniques before scenes to make the penis appear fuller or thicker. 4, prescription stamina aids. Some use medically supervised erection support medications before filming, not for desire, but to ensure control and consistency. 5, surgical implants. A tiny number of performers have internal devices used for medical reasons, but that also allow them to activate firmness on demand. That's not representative of normal sexual health. What actually matters more than size? Your partner cares far more about confidence, connection, foreplay, communication, technique, emotional presence. Biologically, size has almost no relationship to sexual satisfaction. Blood flow and intimacy matter far more. Emotionally, comparing yourself to unrealistic images destroys self-esteem. It's like comparing your weekend jog to an Olympic sprinter. It's simply not the same universe. Mistake number 3: ignoring split or spraying urine streams. Now, let's talk about the bathroom issue most men never admit they experience. Have you ever stepped up to the toilet, started urinating, and suddenly the stream splits into 2 directions, hitting the bowl, the wall, maybe the floor, and occasionally your socks? Awkward, yes, but also surprisingly common. Why? It happens. Temporarily. Your urethral opening can stick slightly if dried semen, mucus, small residue, or post-ejaculatory fluid is present. This can cause a momentary double stream. It usually clears after 1 or 2 urinations when it's more serious, but consistent split streams can be caused by an enlarged prostate, urethral narrowing from old scarring, inflammation, or chronic irritation. These conditions reduce the smooth flow of urine. Other symptoms men ignore. If you notice weak flow, difficulty starting, dribbling after finishing, waking up to urinate multiple times, a sense of incomplete emptying, these are signals worth discussing with a doctor. Simple, practical fix: try sitting for urination, especially first thing in the morning. In many countries, it's completely normal and makes aiming and flow significantly easier. Now that we've covered the 3 major concerns: performance anxiety, size comparison, and urinary flow, let's talk about practical steps you can take starting today. 1, for performance anxiety, get a basic medical checkup to rule out physical causes. Focus on intimacy over performance. Take penetration off the table temporarily. Use guided therapy if needed to break fear-based patterns. Ask your doctor about short-term medically supervised support options. 2, for size concerns, stop comparing yourself to unrealistic media. Improve cardiovascular health. What benefits your arteries benefits your erections. Focus on stamina, confidence, and communication. If curious, traction devices offer small but measurable improvements over many months. Avoid surgical enlargement unless medically necessary. It carries high risks. 3. For split streams or prostate symptoms, drink enough water. Completely empty your bladder when you go. Track changes in flow or frequency. If symptoms continue, consult a urologist. It may be early BPH or inflammation support. Prostate health with lifestyle changes such as lowering evening caffeine, improving diet, managing stress, and if desired, doctor recommended supplements containing natural anti-inflammatory ingredients. Now, let me pause here and tell you something crucial. If you've ever struggled with erections, felt insecure about your size, or been embarrassed by urinary changes, hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are not less of a man. You are human. These issues are incredibly common. They are signs that your body wants attention, not signs of weakness. Your vitality does not disappear with age. It's measured by your willingness to understand your body, care for yourself, and show up authentically in your relationships. So here's your challenge. Comment below. What one healthy habit are you committing to this week to support your body and sexual health? Your journey starts with a single choice, and you deserve to feel confident, capable, and fully